Hello, everybody. I wanted to talk about Hasan getting banned. Yesterday, Hasan was banned for comments that he made while talking about the ICE situation and Alex Brody. I don't even know if this was actually yesterday's stream. I've seen some tweets be like, oh, they've been sitting on this for like a while now. There's a protest going on against ICE. So, you know, convenient timing, I guess. Let me play this clip and then we can talk about it a little bit more.
The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
What's more likely is that they filmed his fucking face and they put him on a watch list. As Ken Klippenstein reports in his exclusive, Sparta, Reaper, and Grapevine track protesters and their friends, plus others, ICE's secret watch list of Americans. We have a nice little database, and now you're considered a domestic terrorist. A masked federal agent taunted a protester filming him in Maine last week, if you recall. Remember this video? We've covered videos like this on numerous occasions on this broadcast, where ICE agents will walk up to counter-protesters, will walk up to protesters and film them in their faces and go, smile, you're on fucking camera, you're on a watch list now. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin's response was firm. There is no database of domestic terrorists run by ICE. There's just one problem. She's lying. Two senior national security officials tell me that there are more than a dozen secret and obscure watch lists that Homeland Security and the FBI are using to track protesters, both anti-ICE and pro-Palestinian. This is another big suck my dick to all the fucking Israel dick riders out there, you fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You fucking run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? Because this is precisely the fucking same shit.
And he got banned, apparently, for this one little phrase. Rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. Quote. That is what he got banned for, because apparently there was an update to the hateful conduct policy on November 15, 2024, which now includes using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief. Apparently, being a Zionist is now a religious belief, and using things like Zionist and then some animal is apparently against the rules. But then later on, they literally state, we recognize that Zionist and Zionism also refer to a political movement. Using the term to refer to the political movement, whether in a supportive or critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. Isn't that interesting? The same thing as saying Nazi pigs? Yeah. If you would go and you'd say commie scum, that would be on the same level as someone going Zionist scum or something. Because Zionist is not a protected group. It is not a religious belief. And conflating Zionism and being Jewish is actually very dangerous, as Sam Cedar said. This is fueling a lot of anti-Semitism. But we know that the ADL, which has been cozying up to people like Elon Musk while harassing people like Hasan, we know that they are also pretty much controlled by other Zionists. And they are weaponizing being Jewish and anti-Semitism in order to go after people like Hasan.
You fucking run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? Because this is precisely the fucking same shit. Okay? You Israel first monsters, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. How can you fucking say that when the first immigration action that the Trump administration took was literally try to deport anti-Israel protesters, trying to deport people for writing articles in their student newspaper against Israel, hurting Israel's feelings. And then they still act like this is not the identical situation. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy that one of the biggest pro-Israel IDF donors went and fucking purchased TikTok specifically because he wanted to make it pro-Israel, and that every single person that played a role, every single politician that played a role in the sale of TikTok openly said they were selling TikTok because they were scared that people were becoming too anti-fucking Israel.
This is obviously not talking about Jewish people and attacking religious belief. It is criticism of the Israeli government and Zionists purchasing media, like social media companies, in order to push pro-Israel content while suppressing pro-Palestinian voices. This is an accurate statement. It shouldn't get him banned because, you know, this is not an attack on the basis of someone's background or religious belief. It is about the political movement. Hasan Piker has been banned for 7 days for using the phrase, quote, rabid ultra-Zionist pigs, directed at people defending the use of watch lists to track anti-Israel protesters in the US. The same lists are now being used to track anti-ICE protesters like Alex Brady, as revealed in Ken Klippenstein's reporting yesterday. Apparently, being a Zionist is the religious belief that certain groups are inferior and deserve to be genocided. And apparently criticizing that gets you suspended, while celebrating it is getting you platformed and, you know, nobody cares. If you harass like trans people on the basis of them being trans, if you spread, you know, homophobic, misogynistic rhetoric, if you harass other creators, like, that's all fine, but don't you dare criticize a genocidal government. You know what's also interesting? If you're critical of Zionists, it is considered a slur on TikTok now as well. TikTok's new CEO, Adam Presser, says users can say that they are proud Zionists, but using the term Zionist in a negative sense is hate speech, and accounts are being banned for it.
To designate the use of the term Zionist as a proxy for a protected attribute as hate speech. So if somebody were to use Zionist, of course you can use it in the sense of you're a proud Zionist, but if you're using it in the context of degrading somebody, calling somebody a Zionist as a dirty name, then that gets designated as hate speech to be moderated against. Over the course of 2024, we tripled the amount of accounts that we were banning for hateful activity. We also have, I think, over 24 Jewish organizations that are constantly feeding us intelligence and information when they spot violative trends. There is no finish line. There's no finish line to moderating hate speech, identifying hateful trends, trying to keep the platform safe. There's no such thing as an end game.
I mean, the end game is to suppress voices of people who are critical of a government that is performing a genocide. Obviously that is the end goal. A lot of like social media platforms are suppressing voices of people who are critical of a genocidal regime. But like, to be like, if you say that you're a proud Nazi, that is good, that should be celebrated. But if somebody calls you a Nazi in order to be derogatory, that is actually hate speech and deserves to be suppressed. If you call yourself a fascist, that should be celebrated. Like, you can be a proud fascist, but to have people call you a fascist in order to demean you, like, that is hate speech. And actually, you know, like, these people are mentally ill and they need to be put in asylums. Actually, that would be like the appropriate end goal for this. Do you remember when Facebook and all these other platforms removed you know, your gender identity as like a protected class, that people can call trans people horrendous things without consequences, without it being, you know, labeled hate speech? But don't you dare judge someone for being Christian. If you call Christians brainwashed, then actually, you're the hateful person, actually. Don't you dare call someone cis, yeah. Even if you label yourself a cis man or a cis woman, you need to be suppressed, because how dare you not use the word normal? How dare you not say that you're a biological woman? Call out these fake women. The Twitch platform is obviously incredibly rigged, and someone like Hasan obviously has a target on his back because of his very vocal anti-Israel stance, pro-Palestine stance. Meanwhile, people like the Roach King, they are protected. He can do whatever he wants. He can arrest people. He can spread conspiracy theories because like he's protected by people like Elon Musk and like the government, which is incredibly right-wing, and even like retweeting him. Does this make the left the real pro-slur people? Yeah. Free speech means that you should call someone Zionist derogatory without consequences. That is the free speech that we are fighting for. Woke is going to make a comeback, and people will look at Zionists like they look at the Nazis.